Hey, so I want to tell you a story of how my marriage almost ended 2 months into that marriage. Um, yeah, we're going to just jump right in. Uh, so we married for 2 months, and we do Christmas with my family, which if you're married, you know that's a fight. Where we doing Christmas at? And I won, and we went to Christmas in Scotland. My parents lived in Scotland, and one day we decided to go into the Highlands, freedom, and we were up there, and we decided to go hiking. Well, we were not appropriately prepared for hiking, so I was in tennis shoes and jeans, and my wife was in Ugg boots, and we started hiking, and it was this misty mountain, fog kind of settling in, and as we started hiking up the mountain, the fog became snow. But not like, I felt it would be appropriate for this week since we got snow coming in. Yes. And so it started to turn into snow, and heavy snow, like where it's peppering your face and you can't see and you're having to squint because the wind's blowing. And we make it to the top of this mountain they called the Cobbler. And they called it a cobbler because the top of the mountain looked like a shoehorn that a cobbler would use to repair shoes. And so the wind was just funneling through there, and we made it to the top, and then it was time to go down. And we didn't have a backpack, we didn't have any water, didn't have any food, and we didn't have clothes suitable for being that cold. And so we start to go down, and my dad and brother pick up pace beyond us, and my wife is like, Eric, we need to hurry and stay close to them. But me being 22 years old and a little arrogant was like, oh, we're fine. Like, you just go down. It's a mountain. You're up and then down. The problem is that it was snowing so hard that we lost the tracks of my dad and brother. And my wife started to get scared, like, if we survive this, I'm going to kill you type deal. But the dangerous thing was on the mountainside, when the snow comes in, it actually can cover the crevices in the rock. And what would look like just a pillow you're stepping into, suddenly you'll fall through it 2 to 3 feet. Well, we were lost for about 4 hours. And the whole time my wife, scared me. I'm acting all arrogant, like I know what I'm doing, and don't worry. And the whole time my wife is like, I think we should make it back to the path. And I'm stubborn, thinking, I know how to do it. Well, we made it down the mountain. That's why we're here today. And my wife didn't kill me. We're still married. But I wonder how many of us, we find ourselves lost in life because we think we know the way. And oftentimes when it comes to the Lord, we're very stubborn. We're very stubborn. When Jesus goes, this is the way, this is the path, and it's narrow, but if you follow it, it leads to everlasting life. And sometimes what we like to do as people is we like to walk on the path, then we like to leave the path. Then we like to walk on the path, then we like to leave the path. It's in moments where we think that we know best, we want to do what we want to do. Jesus teaching in Mark chapter 8, he teaches this idea. He says, if anyone, right here, I'll go back, and calling it says, if anyone would come after me, let him deny himself. I like the first part, and I think our world and culture really likes the first part of that verse, where it says, if anybody. So here's the great part. It doesn't matter what political persuasion you are. It doesn't matter what race you are. It doesn't matter what socioeconomic background you are. It doesn't matter what sexual orientation you are. Anybody can come to Jesus. And that's why I'm so thankful that we have a church like we do. Like, anybody can walk in. I don't care who you are. Man, we're going to love you. We're going to put our arms around you. But then Jesus has this other qualifying statement where he says, let him deny himself. Let him deny himself. And it's in this denial where it gets real tricky. Because how much am I to deny? What parts am I to deny? He says it here, deny himself and take up his cross and follow me. Again, you probably won't hear Well, I won't say that, but this idea of taking up our cross, meaning that we all have to go through a crucifixion. We all have to go through a death. We all have to go through a denial of self. And I want to title today's message, The Struggle of Submission. Of submitting our will, our way, our opinion, our intellect, our worldview, our political idea, our sexual orientation, our know-how to the way of Jesus. And I wonder if this for you is the year of submission. We talked about a few weeks ago the year of depth, where, man, this is the year I need to go deeper. Then we talked about the year of rest. This week we're talking about the idea of submission. And my goal for you at the beginning of 2025 is just to pick one of them. Pick one of them. And organize your life around this idea. And I wonder if there is a percentage of you this year who's going, I need to submit to the Lord. I need to submit to his teaching. I need to submit to his spirit. I need to fully submit to the Lord. But we have to understand that in that submission, we are denying what we want. Because for a lot of us, we're control freaks. We're stubborn. We don't want to give into it. We don't want to lay our lives down. We have our opinions and what we think. And here's the deal. Let's be really honest. That self-determined attitude has got you where you're at in life. And many of you live successful lives. So how could you now reorganize? Because you're looking and going, well, this is what got me here. This is why I've been able to make it. This is why I have the life I have. Because I did it my way. I built it. I created it. I worked. I hustled. I did the grinding. Verse 35, as Jesus continues on, he says, for whoever would save his life will lose it. Meaning, Jesus is saying this, if you want to save the flesh life, if you want to save the life that you've built, if you want to save the person that you've created, if you want to save that thing and you want to hold on to that and you don't want to submit, cool, here's what's going to happen. You're going to lose that. But whoever loses his life, meaning, God, I surrender, I submit, I give up control for my sake and the gospel's. And then verse 36 says this, for what does it profit a man to gain the whole world and forfeit his soul? We're going to leave that up for just a second. If you see, Jesus is saying, even if you gained everything, you gained the billions, you gained the credibility, you gained the notoriety, you gained all the things, but you didn't submit to me, you're still losing. Jesus is saying that if you submit and you give up control, then you will discover life. Control and needing to get our own way can get you everything you want in life. It can get you the whole world. It can get you financial freedom, accomplishment, sexual liberation, and it'll get you all the things the world tells you should make you happy. But your heart was not designed to be fulfilled by this world. Your heart was designed to be fulfilled by the one who made the world.